the former New River District rival tonight, as they were reunited in Christiansburg. Unbeaten Giles locking horns with the Blue Demons. This game would showcase two of the top offenses in the Friday Football Extra viewing area, and homecoming king and queen Todd Jennings and Kay Reed. Giles led 22-14 at the half before the Demons. David Epperly took the opening kickoff of the third quarter. He's going to return it 66 yards all the way down to the Giles 28. But the Demons would not get it in. The Spartans would get moving, though. Who else but Ray Field Milton getting through on the first down. He's gone, just doing his thing all over the field, through the defense for 81 yards on the TD. Ragsdale Spartans are in front 30-14 with 9:35 left in the third. Rayfield going out of the single wing and going to the air, finding Reggie Hostin downfield on a 30-yard scoring strike. Giles rules the bird tonight, 38-22. On to come. Giles County, where the Spartans hosted their good friends from Narrows this evening. Steve Mason has the story of the Spartans' 63-0 win over the Green Wave.
The Spartans' Reggie Hostin is so much more than an incredible running back. He's a team leader who makes promises to his teammates that he can keep.
Yeah, I told everybody, I said, if I don't get a touchdown on the first play, I'll own something. And I don't own nothing.
The senior found the end zone on the Spartans' first offensive play of the game. The 43-yard burst was only the beginning. Hostin would repeat the performance on the Spartans' next possession. After the 33-yard gallop, he turned the reins over to Kevin Slusser. The other senior tailback reeled off Giles' next 3 touchdowns. His first put the Spartans up 22-zip after 1 quarter.
In the single wing, we just got such ball fakes in the backfield, they just didn't know where the ball was. They couldn't. They was looking in the backfield trying to figure out where the ball was, and we'd be by them before they ever saw us.
The dynamic duo was hardly finished. Slusher's second gallop of 57 yards did not earn him a breather, even though Giles was up 30-0. Finally, after his third strike, Slusser and Hostin had a chance to catch their breath. They deserved the rest as Giles went into halftime up 43-0 with 328 yards of offense to Narrows 14.
Don't start standing around now.
Coach Ragsdale gave his second team its big chance in the second half, and it scored 20 additional points. That offense, combined with a relentless defense, shut out Narrows 63-0.
I think they got an outstanding defense. They got a good group of kids, and they're going to be a load to handle for some people down the road.
You know, it just seems like it was one of those nights where everything went right for us. Nothing went right for them.
The Giles-Narrows rivalry dates back to 1961. The Spartans' 63-point domination tonight is the worst the Green Wave has ever had to endure. Narrows is off next week, while Giles travels to Auburn. In Giles County, Steve Mason, Friday Football Extra.
Thank you, Steve. We now head back down to Spartans attempted to come back down to earth after last week's bashing of county rival Narrows. Tonight, the opponent was Three Rivers rival Auburn, and the Hot Dogs were smoking in Ryder, but the Spartans were in town with some smoke of their own. Reggie Alston taking the punt. Watching, he's going to cut to his left, leaving the coverage behind on a 51-yard TD scamper. The 2-point conversion made it 8-zip Spartans in the first. Chris Bales will then pitch out to Kevin Slusser. He's going to take the ball over the right side for the score, 23-0 Giles. Giles had some more up their sleeves. Chris Ratcliffe taking the ball up the middle, cutting back to the right, dancing in from 20 yards out to make it 30-0. Giles stays unbeaten on the season with a 51-24 win over the Eagles. The George Whitlock Extra Player of the Week scored 3 touchdowns in a row last week against Narrows. Pretty amazing considering Giles tailback Kevin Slusser didn't even play football for the Spartans last year. But Steve Mason says he's been more than making up for lost time.
Say hello to Kevin Slusser, a Spartan tailback whose early season performance has his coach comparing the senior with other past Giles running greats.
He's certainly, I feel like, got as much potential as any back we've ever had here. And we've had some awfully darn good ones in the past. But I think he's got just as much ability as anybody we've ever had. And I think so far he's showing that ability.
Slusser had his coming out party against Narrows. The 6-foot, 185-pounder rushed for 211 yards and 3 straight touchdowns. So what enables this senior to churn and burn up and down the field?
I don't ever stop my legs. And you know, if I make a cut or something, I try to do it full speed and keep my legs moving. So that way, if they hit me, their arms will just bounce off my legs, and you know, they won't have time to wrap up on me.
Slusser's head coach, Steve Ragsdale, is quite the mathematician. In fact, he teaches 5 math classes per day at Giles. However, not even this top-notch statistician figured the seniors' impact into this year's equation. But who would? Slusser didn't even play last year because of disciplinary reasons.
It kind of helped me out because I never knew what I was missing until it was gone. And I was just fortunate enough to have a senior year to come back and look forward to. You know, some people, they don't have another chance after they don't play their senior year, and I missed it, you know, more than anything.
Next year, it will be the Spartans who will miss Kevin Slusser. Steve Mason, Friday Football Extra.
Congratulations, Kevin. That's going to do it for tonight's show. Right, just down the road from that battle, area fans could find the Three Rivers game of the year as Radford entertained unbeaten Giles, the #1 ranked single-A team in the state. Now, most figured Norm Lindenberg's Bobcats would give the Spartans a tough night, but the Cats were down 37-0 at halftime. They would do nothing to help themselves in the second from their own 25. Tremont Hall bouncing it to Derek Chapman. He's going around the left side, but what's he going to do but fumble the ball? Giles, Jared Dalton recovers at the 38. The slick ball, Radford's worst enemy all night. Chapman making the catch, but he's going to fumble again. And fortunately for him, this time his teammate Bud Redden recovers, but Giles would have no problem with the ball or the Bobcats as Matt Whitehead will help control the clock and the ball. Giles moves to 6-0 with a 37-0 win.
Well, tough Bobcats of Radford. Giles with the ball. Kevin Slusser. Look at 22 go. Nobody's going to touch him. 58 yards through the Bobcats defense. 8-0. Giles goes on top. Later, Giles threatening again. That's Reggie, my man, Austin. This guy is having a super year. 1 yard out, he finds the end zone, 16-0. B-Cats trying to get the offense going. Tremont Hale with the pitch to Bud Redden, and he can't handle it. They cough it up. That leads to a Giles field goal. The Giles squad is some kind of good. They go to a perfect 6-0. Your final tonight, Giles blanks Radford 37-0. Let's take a look at your high school scores.
Impressing the panel of judges with his